The Dershow.
I have to tell you, I'm frightened of both candidates for very different reasons. Trump, we all know, he has said things like, if I'm the president, I can do what I want. I will be a dictator on day one. He explained that, and I accept his explanation. What he meant is he would take strong steps on day one, the way Thomas Jefferson did when he became president, and the way Abraham Lincoln did. Presidencies are very, very powerful jobs. But he's talked about asserting power, and he's suggested the possibility of maybe retaliation against some of his enemies. Again, denied that, but he said enough things. And if he has control over the Supreme Court, he might get another appointment or two that would give conservatives and Trump supporters perhaps more control over the third branch of government. So there's concern there, but there's great concern, more long-term concern for me from the hard left, and the hard left are the young people, the people who are protesting at campuses, blocking student access, denying people the right of free speech. I'm going to be speaking at a number of colleges after my new book, which is coming out tomorrow, basically. My new book on the 10 big lies that the 10 big anti-Israel lies, how to refute them with truth. So I'm going to be speaking at college campuses. I'm already scheduled to speak at Penn and at Yale, and probably at Harvard and a number of places in Florida. And I guarantee you there will be efforts to prevent me from speaking, and they won't come from the right. They will come from Antifa. They will come from student protesters. They will come from faculty members. When I spoke at Cardozo Law School, which is a Jewish-run law school, part of Yeshiva University, students in the front row had signs disputing my right to speak, saying I was a rapist, a child molester. Obviously, everybody knows that the accusation was completely and categorically false. Even the person who accused me acknowledged that she may have confused me with somebody else and misidentified me. There's nothing to it. All the charges were dropped. But because I am perceived as somebody who defends the rights of Donald Trump or defends the rights of Israel, I'm accused of being a rapist. And so they use that as the excuse for attacking me and trying to prevent me from speaking. If I had never been falsely accused, they would still try. They'd have to come up with different excuses. And they did. Even before I was accused, there were efforts to silence me because of my support for Israel, not nearly as extensive as since. And obviously, when you have the combination, I remember once I was on the way with my wife to the Chilmark store in Chilmark, Massachusetts, on Martha's Vineyard, and a guy comes up to me and gives me the finger and says, "F you, F you." So I said, "All right, F me, but for what reason? Is it Jeffrey Epstein? Is it Israel? Is it Trump? Which reason is it that you're effing me for?" "Oh, all three of them." And that's what's going on college campuses today. And I worry very much that if the hard left got its way, we would really see the end of free speech, the end of due process. I've mentioned to you before, Project 65, the most anti-democratic, the most repressive, the most unconstitutional, the most McCarthyite group I have ever seen, including during McCarthyism, a group of, quote, distinguished lawyers who are bringing bar charges against anybody who represented Donald Trump, including me. And, as I've said before, in my case, the horrible charge against me is that I actually wrote a paragraph as of counsel in a brief in Arizona, not dealing with a past election, but dealing with future elections, saying that if the government, Arizona, delegates to a private company the power to count votes, that private company has to act like the government and be as transparent and can't hide behind trade secrets. For that horrible sin, I have been subject to a bar complaint by the 65 Project. And you're talking about democracy? Come on. Democracy cannot survive the absence of lawyers representing people in controversial cases. It's no accident that Shakespeare's villain said, first, kill all the lawyers. Yeah, that's what the 65 Project is trying to do. They're not trying to kill us. They're just trying to disbar us. They're trying to legally kill us. This is the Democrats. This is the left. This is the squad. This is the people who are our future if the Democrats maintain and get control, which is why I'm no longer a Democrat, why I can't associate with the party of Bernie Sanders and AOC and Elizabeth Warren and others, and why I will always vote for individual candidates, never vote on the basis of party affiliations. And so democracy is in real trouble. It's in real trouble. It's in trouble from both sides. I think it's in more trouble permanently, long term, from the left than from the right.